Okay, so we're back. I'm here. I don't know, I gotta spin it. I gotta work on that part of the tech, but I'm just gonna show you what's going on here. So you'll see there is a week 1 activities assignment that you will find. This video is going to be in the week 1 activities assignment. What I've asked my friends here to do is to look into that week 1 activities assignment. And what I'd like you guys all to do right now, so you'll see in front of them, what do you have in front of you on your desk right now, Jelani?
Your notebook and your Chromebook.
And do you have something to write with?
Yeah, your pencil.
Excellent. See, she is well prepared for class. So everybody has that. Notice there's nothing else on their desk to be distracted by. They are all paying attention to this. They're going to have it ready to go. So what they're going to do is they're going to open this week 1 activities assignment. And when they open that week 1 activities assignment, they're going to read what it says. And there should be, go ahead guys, why don't you open up on that week 1 activities assignment right now. So Aubrey's opening his. And then just click on where it says 2nd grade, week 1.
2nd grade week 1.
All right. And there, oh, no, go, leave it open, Aubrey. All right. Now, the big message here, and I'm going to read this to you as well. So first of all, directions. This is a very long document. Please scroll down to page 5 to follow the directions. Watch your friends and see what they did. But before we even do that, let's read the little letter. And this is something you may have seen before. We have sent this. Some of the other grades send this as homework. I haven't in the past, but this is kind of what it's going to be. And it's going to connect to some of the learning that we do. And this is all stuff you can do at home. Some people use it as homework. Children are learning wherever they are. In this packet, you will find resources to help them grow and learn while they are not at school. Home links with different kinds of activities connected to what 2nd graders are now learning about in school. Connecting places, connecting people. Word cards with images, definitions, more information and questions to discuss. Cut them apart and use them however you want. Books and other texts. Tell me, this is the important stuff for parents to think about is down here. As children are playing, as always, you can support learning by talking with them about what they are doing. Tell me what you're working on. How did you decide to do that? What else could you use? Can you try that in a different way? So that. So anyway, if you guys would just now please scroll down to page 5. We're going to look and see at what some of the things we can do at home when we're not here. Page 3, 4,
Okay, got it.
page 5. And this seems to look just like our unit we've been working on, connecting places, connecting people. So Sean's figuring it out. He's going to keep scrolling, dude.
Okay.
There you go. And it looks like this. Now this is where the notebook's going to come in handy. Now, if you're the kind of person who has a printer and unlimited printing ink, by all means, print page 5. But like me and my friends, I don't have a printer at home, nor do I think we need to print this every single time. This can be accomplished by writing in your notebooks some of the activities. So if you 4 would please open your notebooks to the next clean page. Do not flip around in the middle of the book. Find a page you used last and then just turn it. I'm expecting that we use both sides of the notebook so that we save paper.
Save paper.
And so here's my notebook as well. And any notebook will do. These guys have their red ones, different versions of red ones. There's my fantasy draft list. Here's my guided reading business. This is sort of a multi-purpose notebook for me. There's my information about foundations I did. All right. So I'm going to turn to the next clean page, which is this one. Okay, so I have this here. I'm also going to show it. Nathan's going to take the camera here in a minute. And I'm going to show you how to set it up on my chart paper so that you're able to do that on your notebook paper. So each piece of chart paper is going to represent a notebook page. So whatever I do on there, I think that you should be able to do on your smaller notebook paper. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to try to lead by example and see if we can't do it. So Nathan, I'm going to put this here somewhere and let's see if you can get both the chart paper and the screen and the me. All right? Can you do that?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So the first box, it says there, who can read what it says in the very first box for me, please? Nice and loud. Yell. Create something. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll read the thing first. Should have done that. Dear families, this week in second grade we're learning about how art can help us understand a place. We did that, right? We talked about art in Brazil. We talked about, right, public art in the murals. We talked about sculpture, a lot of different art from around Brazil, right? This, we also talked about in Abuela's Weave. What kind of art were we talking about in Abuela's Weave?
Like the art that the weaving has.
The art that the weaving has, Jelani.
Weaving.
Weaving, yes. And the idea was that she made a large, starts with a Q. What did she make, Arvin? Do you remember what she started? It's a type of blanket that starts with a Q. Jelani.
Quilt.
A quilt, yes. So Abuela and them made quilts, and that was their art. So it says here, this week in second grade we're learning about that. Try one of these activities with your child each day. So this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 days worth of English language arts work. Does that make sense? If you do one of these on one day, you're doing a nice homework. Each of these should take, maybe if you spend 20 minutes of writing about and talking about what you wrote all together, I think you're probably pretty good as far as understanding your, the reading comprehension piece of this work, all right? What's nice is that we already read Abuela's Weave. So for the start here, we're going to be doing some review, all right? And if you scroll down, don't do it now, friends, but if you scroll down that document, there is a digital copy of Abuela's Weave attached right here. It is sideways. It's going to take some figuring out. As we go, I'll do better at attaching right side up once. But you can go back to the text and think about what you're reading. So let's start. Jelani, I asked you to read. Do you want to read it now? Nice and loud.
Create something. Sketch a design for your own quilt inspired by your family story or your neighborhood. What does your quilt look like? What story does it tell? What patterns and colors are you using? Why did you choose them?
Excellent. We could use an entire notebook page. You could use half a notebook page and then use the other half of a notebook page for the next box you choose to do, right? And a lot of this stuff is conversational in nature, that you're supposed to talk to your parents about it. What I'm thinking is that you can write about it instead. So that way we're working on the writing, because all this stuff is sent from home. As we go, I'll have more stuff that's very obvious you're supposed to write about. But in the meantime, if you want to think about doing productive school stuff, any of this that we talk about, we can write about. You with me? Yeah. So let's get to work. So here we go. So we're going to say create something. So I'm just going to label my notebook page just so I remember what I was doing. So it's week 1. And if your friends want to copy me, now would be a good time to do that, except for Nathan, because he's filming me. Yeah. Thank you, Nathan. So week 1, Abuela's Weave. And what the heck, I'm going to put the date on there too, just in case. Today's the 16th. All right? And I chose this, create something. So on my next line, and then what did the directions tell us to do, Sean? What are we trying to do here?
We're trying to talk about how like the book.
What are we gonna make? What are we creating? So he's going back and rereading the directions. Excellent. To see what he's trying to. He's really thinking over there. Here I come.
You're trying to create a direction.
We're not trying to create a direction. We have the directions. Read the directions that Jelani just read to us. It says sketch what?
Sketch a direction for.
Not a direction. Like
Oh, design.
There you go.
Did you see it says till April 27th? Did you see that?
Sketch a design for your own quilt inspired by your family
Yeah.
story or your neighborhood. What does your quilt look like? What story does it tell?
All right.
What
So
patterns?
yep. So you reread it.
Yeah.
That's what Jelani read to us.
Yeah.
Now you have it again. So it's great. Is it good to reread directions? Always. So what does it mean to you, Sean? What are you going to create?
Like a pattern?
Just a pattern?
No, like a certain pattern.
On what?
On a quilt.
A quilt. And Aubrey, what's a quilt?
A certain blanket.
Yeah, it's a special blanket. It's a special blanket with stories on it. Last week we talked a little bit about what a quilt is, and a quilt is kind of like a cross between a mural and a blanket. So it's a blanket that tells a story. It's a big blanket with lots of different pictures on it. Remember, a mural is a picture with lots of different images in it, or a large picture, right? So if we take what Sean told us, which is that he's going to create a quilt with special patterns, can we use kind of a TTQA to answer my question? What are we going to write there? What are we going to do? Nathan, can you talk while I write? Tell me. Say I am.
I am
What? I am what?
TTQAN.
No. What about this? What are you going to do? I am going to...
Sketch a design.
Let me start over. I am... Oh, I did it again. I'm nervous on camera. I am going to sketch a design of what?
For your own quilt.
For my own quilt, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to represent what? Which shows or tells a story about what?
Maybe your life or
Yes. My life and my family's life, right?
Mhm.
Jalen, are you with me?
Yeah.
Is that a good TTQA? I'm going to sketch a design for my own quilt which tells my life and my family's life. Is that a complete sentence?
Yes.
Did I tell what I was going to do?
Yeah.
Did I turn? And I know there's not a question in here, but I asked you a verbal question. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. So now we've done that. We can go scroll down. Nathan, if you could get the screen for me. If friends want to go back at some point and scroll all the way down, all the way, and it's in. So this is in many different languages. So you need that, and we'll make this. I'll streamline this as we go. If you scroll down and down and down and down, here's the book. And now we can look, right? And we can think about the weave and the quilt and some of the stuff it says. And as we go, towards the end, they really show that quilt and why the people want to buy it. And I know it's sideways, and here it is. Esperanza sadly took out her wares to hang them one by one on long splinters. Here we go. They pointed at the elaborate weaving. Tourists and Guatemalans alike drew closer to her tiny place and looked up with wonder at the beautiful work in front of them. And look at this quilt. A lot of designs, right? And it says, the large tapestry bloomed with images of Guatemala. Esperanza and Abuela had worked in intricate symbols of the country's history. There were heroines and heroes, inspired by the glorious Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the Maya. And in one corner, a beautiful quetzal seemed to watch over it all from within a cage. Within a white cage. In Esperanza's hands, the tapestry's colors shone as brightly as the sun over Guatemala's Lake Atitlan. So, Esperanza included all these important things about Guatemalan history, right? The Book of the Maya, the beautiful quetzal. It's the color of Lake Atitlan, their famous lake they're so proud of. Your job is to sketch a design for your quilt which shows your life story and your family history. So what things might we include in our quilt? So the first thing I would do, right, I'll give you one example and then I'll come back and show what, and we'll come back. So maybe I'll draw a quilt like this on part of my notebook paper. The quilt kind of goes like that, and the quilt kind of goes like that, and the quilt kind of goes like that. So now there's my inside of my quilt, and now I can start sketching exciting things, right? So maybe I could start by sketching my family. Maybe I could start by sketching my family. I'll start with me, because I'm the oldest in my family. And then I can draw my beautiful wife. And then my children. Number 1. And number 2. And then our little
dog.
Am I the greatest tapestry maker in all of the world? Nah. But am I getting the point across? So I've started there, and that's just one little corner of my quilt. See, I have all this other room. I'm going to use that to draw some other stuff. Maybe I could draw the linden, maybe I could draw whatever. So who has an idea what they're going to put on their quilt? Anybody? Lonnie, what are you going to draw? Some patterns. Aubrey, you got any ideas? We'll come back. Sean, you got any ideas? Not yet, we'll come back. Nathan?
My family playing sports.
Family playing sports. What's your family's favorite sport to play together?
Well, together it's
Or tennis together. Or you could draw everybody doing something different.
Yeah.
Great.
Because like I like baseball and football. My brother likes other stuff.
Excellent. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna now take. This has gone on long enough. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna have these friends do this work. We're gonna come back and take some screenshot pictures of what everybody else did, and that'll be that. Cool?
Cool.
Awesome. Get busy.